Remember the 80s? Neon spandex, boomboxes on shoulders, and synths that slapped harder than your mom's cordless phone bill? It was the golden age of one-hit wonders, artists who shot to number one and vanished faster than a Betamax tape. Who could forget when the Weather Girls made it rain men from the heavens, or when Robin Beck turned a Coke commercial into a full-blown love anthem? These weren't careers, they were drive-by bangers. Just one song, one moment, one glorious blip on the boombox. So crank up your Walkman and rewind with us. These are the unforgettable, unrepeatable unicorn hits of the 80s. But before we dive in, make sure you're subscribed, because you don't want to miss the ultimate countdown of the best 80s one-hit wonders. Vaughn Mason and Crew, Bounce, Rock, Skate, Roll. Before TikTok trends and Spotify drops, there were roller rinks. And in 1980, Bounce, Rock, Skate, Roll by Vaughn Mason and Crew was the anthem echoing off those hardwood floors. If you were alive then, you either heard it at the rink or danced to it at a house party. The beat was thick, funky, and impossible to ignore. It didn't ask you to move, it told you. With a title that doubles as dance instructions, the song quickly rolled its way into the hearts and legs of a disco generation hanging on through the early 80s. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't trying too hard. It just grooved, and that's what made it hit so hard. And yet, just like a great skate routine, it came and went. Vaughn Mason and Crew never followed it up with another major track. No second hit, no chart comeback, just one track, one funky, undeniable slice of roller disco heaven. But what a track it was. It's still sampled, still spun at retro parties, and still manages to put that same bounce in your step. It's a one-hit wonder that didn't fizzle out. It rolled off into legend. Skated through that one. Next up is a little weirder. Like if you're into the artsy side of the 80s, Laurie Anderson, Oh Superman. If the 80s were known for big hair and catchy pop hooks, Laurie Anderson's Oh Superman was definitely the oddball that made you stop and listen. Maybe twice. Released in 1981, this experimental art pop track wasn't your typical radio-friendly tune. It was strange, hypnotic, and oddly beautiful, like a surreal phone call from the future. The song opens with Anderson's calm, almost robotic voice repeating, "Ha ha ha ha," then morphs into a chant that's part mantra, part cryptic message. Its minimalist electronic beat and spoken word style made it feel more like performance art than a pop song. Yet somehow it resonated. It climbed all the way to number 2 on the UK charts, surprising everyone, including Anderson herself. Oh Superman is a mix of haunting vocal loops, layered synths, and cryptic lyrics referencing everything from technology to communication to American politics. It's like a poetic riddle wrapped in a futuristic soundscape. But underneath the weirdness, there's a human core, a meditation on connection, vulnerability, and the strange ways we try to reach each other. Laurie Anderson wasn't chasing commercial success. She was an artist exploring new territory, and Oh Superman was her unexpected breakthrough. It challenged what a hit could be, proving that music didn't always need a catchy chorus or a dance beat to leave a lasting impact. Trekking across the universe. The Firm was Star Trekking. In 1987, the UK music scene got a quirky, unexpected blast from the final frontier with the Firm's novelty hit, Star Trekking. This cheeky, catchy tune wasn't your typical pop anthem. It was a hilarious parody packed with catchy chants and silly sound effects inspired by the legendary Star Trek TV series. From Captain Kirk's "Beam Me Up, Scotty" to Spock's famous eyebrow raise, the song playfully poked fun at beloved characters and iconic catchphrases. The clever, repetitive chorus hooked listeners instantly, and the track's fun, cartoonish vibe made it impossible not to sing along, even if you weren't a hardcore Trekkie. Despite its silliness, Star Trekkin' shot up the UK charts, peaking at number 3. But true to one-hit wonder form, The firm was a studio novelty group formed just for this single, and they never released another song. The track's success was pure lightning in a bottle, a perfect blend of humor, pop culture obsession, and irresistibly catchy melody. Even decades later, Star Trekkin' holds a special place in the hearts of 80s kids and sci-fi fans alike.
Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Memoir or Ness, Pump Up the Volume. In 1987, the dance floor got a seismic shake with MARRS's groundbreaking track, Pump Up the Volume. This wasn't just a song, it was a sonic explosion that blended house beats, samples, and infectious energy into one unstoppable groove. A collaborative project between two British groups, Colorbox and AR Kane and AR Arm, wasn't meant to be a long-term band, but their one-off single changed the game forever. Pump Up the Volume took the art of sampling to new heights, layering snippets from funk, hip-hop, and pop into a dizzying, danceable collage. The track's title was a command and a promise: turn up the speakers and let the music take over. It wasn't just a club hit, it stormed the UK charts, reaching #1, and made waves internationally, peaking at #11 on the US Billboard Hot 100. Despite the massive success, legal issues over some of the samples prevented MARRS from following up with another release. So like a perfect lightning strike, they made one dazzling impact and disappeared. Pump Up the Volume is now a classic example of late 80s dance innovation and one of the era's most influential tracks. Bruce and Bongo, Guile. In the mid-80s, Germany gave us a party anthem that was as catchy as it was cheeky. Bruce and Bongo's Guile. Released in 1986, this playful track took the German slang word geil, which loosely means cool or awesome, and turned it into an infectious chorus that had everyone dancing. The song's upbeat tempo, fun call and response vocals, and simple, repetitive hook made it impossible not to sing along, even if you didn't fully get the meaning at first. Guile was the ultimate feel-good tune for summer parties and clubs, and it quickly became a hit in Germany and neighboring countries. Bruce and Bongo, a duo of British expats living in Germany, never managed to replicate the success, making Guile their one shining moment on the charts. What's memorable about Guile isn't just the music, it's how the track perfectly captured the carefree, fun-loving spirit of the 80s. The song didn't take itself seriously, and neither did its audience. Though Bruce and Bongo faded from the spotlight after this, Guile remains a nostalgic favorite, still played at retro parties and remembered fondly as a quirky, feel-good, one-hit wonder from Germany's vibrant 80s music scene. That was fun and flirty, but now it's time to slow things down and feel all the feels. Subscribe if you're ready to get emotional, but in an 80s ballad kind of way. Timmy Thomas, Dying Inside. Timmy Thomas wasn't your typical 80s pop star. While the decade exploded with synths, neon lights, and big production, Thomas stayed true to something simpler: music straight from the soul. When he released Dying Inside to Hold You in 1981, he wasn't chasing trends. He was pouring his heart into every note. The song is quiet and stripped down, just a soft, steady beat, some gentle organ chords, and Timmy's warm, aching voice. No flashy tricks, no loud hooks, just real emotion. The lyrics tell the story of a man who's in love but can't be with the person he needs. He's hurting, but he's still holding on, hoping, waiting. You can feel the pain in every line. It's the kind of song you play late at night when you're thinking about what could have been. Though Dying Inside didn't become a huge chart hit in the United States, it found a second life and a deep home in the Philippines. There, the song became something bigger than a hit. It became personal. Filipino fans embraced the song like it was their own, and it's been part of the country's musical soul ever since. It plays at weddings, heartbreak moments, karaoke nights, and even quiet reflections alone. Radio stations were swamped with requests. The lyrics spoke to people's hearts, honest, raw, and real. Timmy Thomas didn't follow up with more hits like this one in the 80s, but he didn't need to. He already made his mark. Dying Inside to Hold You became his signature song, the one people will always remember, and honestly, that's kind of beautiful. In a decade full of big, bold sounds, one soft voice still managed to cut through the noise. Timmy Thomas proved that sometimes all it takes is one honest song, simple, sincere, and full of feeling, to connect with people across the world and across time. That's the power of real music. The catch is 25 years. Sometimes a song sneaks into your brain and just won't leave. That was exactly the case with the Catch's 25 years back in 1983. This German duo, made up of Michael Pledren and Holly Knight, created a track that mixes spooky synth sounds with a sad but catchy melody. It's the kind of song that makes you stop and think about time passing, lost love, and the choices we make. The lyrics ask big questions like, what if I could change my life? And how do you deal with losing someone you love? They're simple but deep, and they hit you right in the heart. But the beat? It's so catchy that you can't help but tap your foot or nod your head, even if you're feeling a little heartbroken. Dancing and sadness all at once. Weird, maybe, but totally cool. Before 25 years, The Catch wasn't really a known band. In fact, they were more like a studio project. Two musicians coming together to create this one special song. When the track became a hit in Germany and other parts of Europe, it seemed like they might go far. But then, just as quietly as they appeared, they faded away. No big albums, no follow-up singles, just this one unforgettable tune. So why does 25 years still stick around after all these years? Maybe it's because it blends feelings of sadness with a beat you can't forget. Or maybe it's because the song makes you think about your own life and loves, all while making you want to move your feet. Whatever the reason, 25 years is one of those rare songs that stays with you. A perfect snapshot of the 80s, both catchy and emotional. Phil Fearon and Galaxy, Dancing Tight. Phil Fearon was already making waves in the UK music scene when he and his band Galaxy dropped Dancing Tight in 1983. This song wasn't just another dance track. It mixed funky beats with smooth singing and lyrics about love's tricky ups and downs. It was the perfect song to dance to while thinking about your feelings. The track quickly became popular in clubs and on the radio, reaching number 22 on the UK singles chart. People loved how it made them want to move, but also made them think about holding on tight to someone special. That mix of fun and heart was classic Phil Fearon. Phil Fearon and Galaxy were part of a cool group of British artists who blended R&B, funk, and pop into fresh dance music in the early 80s. While Dancing Tight was their biggest hit, Phil also had other songs like Rain or Shine that did well and showed he wasn't just a one-hit wonder. After his success with Galaxy, Phil Fearon continued making music and stayed involved in the industry. He moved into producing and songwriting, helping other artists find their sound. While he never became a global superstar, Phil's work left a mark on the British dance scene, and he's still remembered fondly by fans of 80s music.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
The Weather Girls, It's Raining Men. In the early 80s, most pop songs sounded pretty similar, but then came a song that felt like a party from the sky. It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls wasn't just different. It was wild, fun, and full of power. When this song hit the radio in 1982, people stopped and listened. Then they danced. Then they screamed the chorus at the top of their lungs. The Weather Girls, Martha Wash and Azora Armstead, had big voices and even bigger energy. Before this hit, they worked as backup singers, but this song gave them their moment to shine. And wow, did they shine. With booming vocals and over-the-top fun, they made It's Raining Men sound like a celebration of confidence and joy. The song was actually turned down by many famous artists, like Diana Ross and Donna Summer. People thought it was too silly or too strange. But Martha and Azora said yes. and made it unforgettable. The lyrics are playful and full of attitude, and the music makes you want to dance no matter what mood you're in. It's Raining Men became a huge hit around the world. It was especially loved in clubs and quickly became an anthem in the LGBTQ+ community, a song that felt bold, proud, and happy to be different. The Weather Girls didn't have another big hit after this, but they didn't need one. This one song was enough to make them legends. Martha Wash later went on to sing on other big dance tracks, often without credit, but her voice always stood out. More than 40 years later, It's Raining Men still gets played at parties, weddings, and anywhere people just want to let go and have fun. Before we move on to the number one on this list, make sure you hit the subscribe so you don't miss what's next.
Coca-Cola is it.
Robin Beck. First Time. Some songs get famous slowly, others blow up overnight. Robin Beck's First Time was one of those songs that took off fast. And believe it or not, it all started with a Coca-Cola commercial. In 1987, Coca-Cola released a romantic TV ad in Europe featuring First Time as the background music. The soft lighting, dreamy scenes, and emotional tone made the ad feel just like a shampoo commercial. And that's where the confusion started. A lot of people thought the song came from a shampoo ad, but it was actually Coke that launched it. Later, the song did get picked up by beauty brands for real shampoo and skincare ads, which only added to the mix-up. But no matter where you first heard it, the song hit hard. First Time is all about falling in love and feeling something new and unforgettable. Robin Beck's strong and emotional voice made the lyrics feel real. It was pop, but with a rock edge, and that made it stand out. Beck, a Brooklyn-born singer who had spent years doing backup vocals, finally had her moment. The song became a #1 hit in the UK, Germany, Switzerland, and several other countries. It was everywhere, playing on radios, in stores, and on TV. Oddly enough, the song didn't get the same love in the US. It barely made a mark there, and Beck never had another hit on that level again. But she kept making music, touring, and stayed popular in Europe with a loyal fan base. To this day, First Time is a special kind of one-hit wonder. It's a song that brings back memories of first love, of late 80s ads, and of a time when one commercial could make a star overnight. And there you have it, 10 unforgettable one-hit wonders from the totally rad 1980s. These artists may have only had one big hit, but wow, what a hit it was. From synthy slow jams to disco storms, these songs didn't just top the charts. They lived rent-free in our heads and still do. Which one was your favorite? Or did we miss your ultimate 80s one-hit jam? Drop it in the comments. We want to hear your picks and your memories. If you're all about the 80s vibes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on our next Retro Rewind. We've got more music flashbacks, deep dives, and guilty pleasures coming your way.